Greetings, welcome to another recap video. I know it's been a while, so I have gotten some work done despite the absence here. So I wanted to go over that and just kind of give you an update on everything. So what I've really been focusing on is trying to get the item physics to be fun and just get that as tight as possible. So I've been adding in a bunch of different mechanics to it, trying to solve whatever issues I encounter as I've been putting things together. And one thing we needed was being able to dispense items out of a container. So if you have a lot of wood or ore inside of a container and you want to get it out, how do you do that? How do you turn it from that like theoretical item inside of a container to, such as what we have a bunch of wood in here, to a physical item in the game world, right? So I set this up already, and if I place down this battery, it will turn on this dispenser, and it will dispense items from the container that the dispenser is pointing at. And so it's already hooked up, and it will automatically hook up to whatever device or container it's pointing at within, but it has like a very limited range. So we can drop a bunch more items into here, and we can see that that's working. And we can see now we have this fuel. I don't know if I've actually shown this. I added in this like concept of fuel and combustion. So it's combusting this fuel, turning that into energy and using it then to output it's using the ore and the fuel to make these iron ingots, right? So that's cool. That's working well. And then down over here, I have another little example. I also added in a little chat thing. Whoops. That I don't think I showed off before, but it's not that big of a deal. So what we have here is this little splitter, which is a new item as well, that will take items and split them. I'm going to go ahead and remove that. It will split items as they come onto the splitter, and it will just alternate, you know, does it go left or does it go right? And then over here we have what I'm calling a bypass, which will more or less teleport an item from from the input to the output. And so we can see here, if we drop an item down, it will go over and then it will get sucked into this bypass and essentially teleport the item over to here, but it simulates it as if it was moving in a pipe. And eventually I'm thinking that's what we'll have it do, is show a little like bulge or something in the pipe, like it's getting sucked along. And it's acting as if the item is moving along here. And so that way, like if there are multiple items inside of the bypass, they will kind of be queued up. And then also if the output is blocked, they will kind of like queue up and will stop dispensing items out of the output. And so if, you know, I drop more items, we can see they're just kind of alternating between these two because this is our splitter. And that's pretty cool. Yeah, I think if I'm close enough, I don't know if it matters. I haven't messed around with this too much. Oh, you know what? I think this is on another branch I don't have right now. But I have it so you can rotate these. So essentially, the input becomes the output and vice versa. And it will reverse the queue within the bypass and does all that cool stuff. So we've made a lot of progress overall trying to get the game to, you know, a much better state. Unfortunately, I was playing around with some performance, you know, stress testing, and found that we can only have a little bit over 1,000 items in the world before the game starts taking some serious frame rate hits. And I think on my kind of beefy computer, I got up to about 1,500 before I dropped below 60 FPS. And so that started making me really question a lot of things, along with having played Factorio and Satisfactory over the last like 2 months for the first time. I have gained a lot of insight into what these genres are more about. You know, before, like, I hadn't played them. I made Korea, I played Terraria, I had seen some stuff on Factorio, but like that's not even where the like game concept came from. But now that I've played it, I've gained this insight, and one thing I've learned is that, and it makes complete sense, is that you want to have items moving around in your base completely reliably and, you know, predictably. That if you say, I want this item to move along the conveyor belt from here to here, that's going to be able to do that, right? And in Factorio, Satisfactory, that is the case. It's, you know, they're always going to move if they're moving at all. And with physics brings in some chaos. You know, there's a little bit of unpredictability whenever you start adding in outside actors into the system, right? So I have been really focusing on trying to get our conveyor belts and all of our systems to be as predictable as possible once you have set them up, at least whenever they are in an isolated case, right? So like if there are no outside actors, items are moving along the conveyor belt that they always get from point A to point B. So anyways, that, like, with all that said, this has made me kind of rethink the physics some and doubt things. So our goal now is to put together a prototype / alpha type of build that will have, you know, a lot of the basic gameplay elements in, and a lot of various items with some kind of fake world generation or something that will allow me to, you know, kind of assess whether or not the item physics actually is going to work out. And I'll play it some, you know, get internal feedback, and then also look to some players, you know, viewers on Twitch or my patrons. I swear I haven't forgotten about you 3 people. And yeah, just like see what the feedback is overall before, you know, moving forward with things. So anyways, that's it for now. I'll try to do some more updates coming up here, just to keep you guys updated on that prototype, show it off here once I do have it. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this video, this recap, and I'll see you all next time. Thanks.